Hello everybody, Yoshimitsu veteran and character royalist Alpha-Solidus here, coming to you again with some more Tekken 7 Faded Retribution ranked matches with Yoshimitsu. And to start it off, I want to say I hope you all enjoyed the attempt at an intro I made there for you guys. A while ago I noticed that pretty much every small or startup YouTube channel has some kind of intro going for them. So I figured I might as well make one of my own. So there you have it. I'll be adding that on to the subsequent videos after this one, just to set the tone of what's to come. Some solid Yoshimitsu gameplay pretty much. And as for this actual video content, we're going to be ranking up from Savior to Overlord, one rank up as usual. And I wanted to say that the first round of this match got clipped off due to the capture window not covering it. Here I lay the smackdown. That's a good unblockable setup if they're near the wall or don't have much space to move. It's a really good setup to finish rounds. Also, as you saw right there, down, forward, neutral, forward, neutral, down, forward, 2. Has some good plus frames, enough for you to use down, forward, 1 to stop the great majority of attacks. There I take the round with a solid down, forward, 4. You really want to pick the right time to use that move. It always feels like a risk to use it because it can be sidestepped very easily. But anyway, here we go. We're going to be fighting an Alisa player here. Eden's. But yeah, the only plus to that down forward 4 moves is that it's 12 frames and it is plus 4. Otherwise it's very unsafe. It can be backstepped or sidestepped either side pretty easily, so use it with discretion. This Eden's player was giving me a lot of trouble beforehand until I figure out, the right type of approach to fighting this player. Well, his Alisa. Still pretty tough dealing with Alisa, a good Alisa player. Kind of have to be scared of doing certain things when she's laying, face up, feet towards you, because she can float up and do that kick that knocks you all the way across the damn stage. I love the full breaks. They supplement Yoshimitsu's shitty damage so much. Oh damn, I fucked it up. Damn. That would have been a nice ass floor break. Yeah, Yoshimitsu's launcher to tailspin. Just a launcher to tailspin to Ken 2 and then 1+2. That's a good 4-break combo. And then you get the finish off with his normal combo finishers or whatever you choose to. She gets the final 4-break and I was kind of mad that she did. I wanted to save the final 4-break for the final round. That's one thing about floor breaks in this stage is that if you can, you want to save floor breaks that are save them to create situations that are of your benefit. Or when they place you in a great advantage. Damn, a double head turner her. Yeah, those twirls usually give you plenty of plus frames, but I would say only Yoshimitsu's flashing steel, his forward, neutral, down, forward too, doesn't give all that many plus frames on the twirl animation. You know, when they get stunned and they're still standing, they just spin around. Yeah, usually that gives you a lot of plus frames, but his flashing steel doesn't give you too many plus frames like his other moves do. But still, they're enough. Yeah, I'm surprised he didn't just uppercut or something. Yeah, as stated before by some of the commenters in the previous videos, is that yeah, I really was whining about Yoshimitsu quite a lot before, and you know, I was just in a orange rank hell loop, and pretty much anything I did didn't really work. I really had to sit and think about how to fucking make this character work in order to rank up through the orange ranks consistently without, you know, D-ranking once I come across one tough opponent that knows how to fight against Yoshimitsu pretty well. But I finally managed to figure out some type of playstyle to deal with those kind of players, and it takes a shit ton of effort to win against those players. I almost would say it's an unreasonable amount of effort. But still, I managed to, you know, get through this orange rank hell and finally make it to Genbu. I'll be uploading that shortly. It won't be too long before I upload that one. But I made it. I actually did make it. Oh man, it was like a weight lifted off my shoulders getting that Genbu. It was like, oh man, I don't have to fuck around with this rank mode that much anymore. But yeah, let me get back to this gameplay here. See what's going on. Flash into flashing steel into floor break. That's a pretty good, damn good floor break combo. Oh, by the way, if you're by the wall and you flash somebody and they're against the wall, just use his fleece stance to do a follow-up. Unless you just want to go for some type of Oki when they're trying to get up. Because his fleece stance is one of the few reliable follow-ups to flash if you're very close to the wall and the opponent's back is to the wall. Sometimes you might even miss your combo starter flashing steel when your back is to the wall at a specific angle off of a flash hit. So generally the pogo, you know, flea pogo is a good option to go for. If you make a flash, if you're close to the wall at some weird angle, just go for the flea. Flea 1+2 to start your combo into flashing steel. Because from my experience, down 2-2 tends to whiff and gives the opponent a free ass combo if they side roll or just wake up hit or something, or a get up kick. They get a free punish if you fuck that up. I don't know what the deal is with his down 2 whiffing on flash, whiffing after flash, but it just does sometimes. It's not consistent.
Round 1. Fight.
Flee the flee spark into 2+1 into 1+2 for a combo starter is much more reliable. But the only catch is that you have to wait for the flee spark for it to work. If you go into flee and just immediately press 1+2, the combo won't work. You have to wait for the right timing for the flee spark to activate to pick them up off the ground, and then you do 1+2. That right there, I really hate that shit. When you grab them and you try to use some type of low to finish out the round and they just sweep you like that, I really don't like that shit. I think that throw right there that I did, that I fucked up on and lost the round, I could have used his flashing steel the very moment I was able to press anything, and she would have gotten counter hit for a combo starter. But you have to be very, very precise with the timing, otherwise they'll be able to either sweep you or get up by back rolling. Good punish. Excellent floor break. That's what I'm talking about. Good supplemental damage. Broke the last floor. I wanted that down floor break. There we go. Down forward 4. If the opponent's back is against the wall and you have a health lead, yeah, you can just go ahead and mash down forward 4, up to 3 times or so, because there isn't much of a downside to you using that if they're pushed up against the wall like that, because down forward 4 will give you a little bit of pushback so that they can't exactly jab you out, and a lot of them will be hesitant to use mids. Did I fuck up? Nope. Neutralized. Oh, by the way, the notation for Yoshimitsu's alternate rage drive is back up 1+4. The best time to use this alternate rage drive is when you think you don't have enough life to survive any kind of blow. I think the rage drive will reduce the damage to probably 3 or 1 points of damage when you're hit, so that you can use it even though you would have died normally using his normal rage drive. So that's the best option to use when you're too low on health. Other than that, a rage drive would probably be a better option. It's like if you're gonna get killed by using a normal rage art, go for his alternate rage art.
Round 1. Fight.
The only drawback is that you have to be absolutely sure that they're going to press shit against you. Another downside to his alternate rage art is that it has some startup on it. So you have to be very aware of his startup on his alternate rage art. because there's been many times where I pressed his alternate rage art where he raised up his arms, but the rage art animation doesn't even start, and then I die. So yeah, you have to be wary of the startup. Here we go, trying to turtle out this Alisa. But I failed and got launched. It is so goddamn hard not to get the first launcher as a Yoshimitsu player. I mean, it's so hard not to get launched, you know, at the start of the match as a Yoshi player. Extremely difficult. There we go. Another flash combo by the wall, but his down 2-2 fails me. It fails me way too much. That would have been an excellent combo. Yeah, when you're going up against Alisa, you want to be wary about those backswing blows. Ducking backswing blows. A lot of Alisa players seem to want to duck a lot anyway, in general. It's a free get up kick. I swear the down 2-2 string is so bad. It's only good for combos. Otherwise you need a shit ton of plus frames to do anything with it. Other than that, you have to make your opponent run into it if you're at a distance. What I tend to do against people with his down 2-2 string, is that I just throw it out from a distance away from them. What I would do is I would get a certain distance away from them and use his down 2-2 string into like down 2-2-1, which is his, you know, long reaching string ender. Or you could switch out the 1 for a down 2-2 down 1, which is a mid, and it'll hit people who try and duck the, you know, long reaching string ender. Yeah, but generally you don't want to do that against people who know what that string is and how to deal with it. You only want to use that against the people who are not completely sure how to deal with this down 2-2 from a distance. Well, the down 2-2-1 string. Yeah, you see how it fails right there. It's very interruptible. See all these launchers is thrown out. Here comes some cool shit. Doing some good work with this no sword. I couldn't do anything with the flash though, but get that chariot tackle. Yeah, I was trying to be as cautious as possible with this BS, but nope, she still gets the launcher. But it's so goddamn hard not to get hit with the launcher at the start of the round. As Yoshi. Oh yeah. What you just saw by the wall there when I used his down back 3-3-3 string, the spin kicks. If you're on the wall using that and you don't finish it off with his 4 after 2 hits, and you see them slide right back down to the ground, you know, as they're still sliding, just use it again, because what they're trying to do is they're trying to wait you out to do some type of get up spring kick to just destroy your Oki. So you just want to you know, use it again or use some ground attack. If you see them sliding right back down to the ground and they don't tech roll, just just use some ground attack or use the down back 3-3 string again to reset your Oki. That way, if they decide to tech roll after it, you can set them up for an unblockable sweep or some type of mid launcher by the wall, like his hop knee or something, or his avoiding the puddle for a wall splat. With that knowledge, you can just simply get creative with it.
Round one. Fight.
Looks like I took her off of that win streak. Yeah, you see what happened there. It's just so difficult not to get hit with launchers at the start of the round with Yoshi. Plus frames right there off of his Dragonfly for it too. You get 7 plus frames. Keep that in mind. Yes, excellent. She didn't let me mess with her. She didn't let me psych her out. Press buttons on get up. Excellent spinning evade. I'm glad that didn't launch me. Floor break. Yeah. After down back 3-3-4, you can set them up for an unblockable windmill. His back up 1+2 1.
Round three. Fight.
I finally punished the Hell Sweep properly, or almost properly. I should have launched. Uh-oh, here we go with a floor break. Yes. I love that floor break combo. There's an even better floor break combo, but it involves rainbow drop, and I'm usually not in a safe enough position to just throw that out. Oh, great. A tip to use Flash. Flash is generally a good option to use by the wall if players are getting all in your face. Using moves that place their hitboxes very close to yours. Usually, it's a good idea to use Flash after low hitting moves that gives the opponent plus frames, because normally those attacks are what places the opponent close enough to you to use a Flash. But there are players that know this and they will simply sidestep away out of the direction of the Flash and just re-wall splat you or something. So you really want to be careful when you do that. But it is generally a good option. I found Flash to work by the wall the most out of any situation. Gets me with some BS Oki. This specific Alisa player seems to love, well, I would say seemed, since I already played him, he loved to backstep after being hit with a move that placed him in negative. He backstepped and immediately used the launcher. Some of them will just do that out of habit, some will do that probably out of reaction. But not many out of reaction, they just like to do it out of habit. Since it seems like Alisa's backstep is extremely good, that's probably why they do it.
Round 3. Fight.
Probably has something to do with the way she stands. I couldn't teleport away. So you see how she got hit by the very last hit with down 2-2 string. A lot of them will try to sidestep and get hit by the one at the end of the string, because the one at the end of the string has some decent tracking to the left or right. So that's not that easy sidestep. Yeah, messing around with the shenanigans here. Buzzsaw stance shenanigans. With a lot of these Alisa players, you simply want to use a homing move if they get all in your face with the buzzsaw stance. Or you want to get them to block if you can, just to get them out of buzzsaw stance.
Round 1.
So this is what I mean by grind fest matches, is where you get a win and they take the win back. You get a win and then they take the win back. You get a win and then they take the win back. That's what I mean by grind fest. Yeah, lots of tough matches. That way it's really difficult to recover from negative points if they do that. In that case, you seriously have to try your ass off and adapt to get your points back. All the launchers in the world with this Alisa player. Maybe I could have punished better right there. But I don't think a back 2-1 would have really meant much with the wall being there. It would have been a backwards wall splat. Hop me actually works.
Round 3. Fight.
I'm surprised that it works sometimes because... yeah, that was a weird ass angle. I'm surprised that works sometimes because hop me has a tendency to not crush lows like other hop kicks. Finally punished it correctly with a launcher. Man, look at the good damage right there. I was properly rewarded for my efforts. Oh shit, I just flash punished.
Round 4.
Oh yeah, that's another thing about Flash in Tekken 7 is that you can do Flash as a wall standing attack. So if you side roll and press 1+4 as you're getting up, you can use Flash as a wall standing attack. It means you can use it while getting up. So that means you can duck punish certain things with Flash. Yeah, as we saw, some good no sword action there. Down Yeah, down 2-1 and no sword is pretty good because it gives you a twirl, so that means you have plus, yeah, you know, a good amount of plus trains to follow up with a different attack. That way you get to set up some mind games for the next attack you're going to use, or you can just simply use another down 2-1 to, you know, smack them into another twirl if they press buttons. And then you can use another down 2-1 to smack them into another twirl if they press buttons again. So the whole mind game can go on like that if they keep pressing shit, or you can just, you know, use a grab afterwards or something. It's really up to how you want to approach the situation. Once you know how many frames a move gives you, you get to come up with your own follow-ups based on how your opponent plays. There is no one way to play Yoshimitsu, or no one flow chart to win with him at all. You really have to adapt to your opponent. I almost got a punish for that little wall fly. I almost got a punish. This player thinks that Alisa launcher can do everything. Yes, proper punish. It takes quite a while to get rid of the bad habits when it comes to punishing lows. I'm so used to what you just saw there. That's a good unblockable setup. Back 2-2 into Moonsault Slayer. You know, a lot of opponents will simply get up and wait for you to do something after back 2-2, because it places both you and the opponent into a somewhat neutral position, a neutral situation if they simply use back roll after you do that. Up forward 2 flash combo, boys. Up forward 2 flash combo. Yeah, you only want to use that if you know you can get away with it. It only works point blank most of the time. So if you have an opponent that does something that's really negative, and instead of just punishing it with a weak uppercut into a combo, if it's a character that can get hit by his up forward 2 flash combo, simply go for the up forward 2 flash combo if they're very negative. Some good no sword action right there. Normal sweep saves the day. It's so nice to have a good, just a normal foot sweep like that. Non-counter hit foot sweep. It is so damn nice. But, you know, the bad part is that as soon as you put away your sword, opponents want to block low. As soon as you put it away, they want to duck against you, so yeah, that's a downside. You might want to mix it up with his no sword crouching down forward 1-2, which is basically like a 2-hit version of his unblockable sweep but instead it's blockable, but it hits twice. And it also gives a fuck ton of plus frames on hit. If the second hit hits them in the toe and it stuns them, it gives you a fuck ton of plus frames. You get a free jab out of it. You know, a free 2-1, standing 2-1 out of it. Or you can grab them for free if you're close enough.
Round 1. Fight.
No, or you could go for something else. Actually, yeah, the other thing you could possibly go for is Yoshimitsu's Rage Drive or his Flashing Steel, because it's natural off of the second hit out of full crouch. No sword sweep, down forward 1-2. But yeah, what you saw right there in the first round just now was that I used back 2-2 into crouch, so I make them think I'm going for a low, and then I get up real quick and use another back 2 for another knockdown. Man, I'm just tearing it up against this Lily Flare. There we go, good old normal sweep right there, normal ass sweep. Look at that beautiful shit. You get to mix people up for days with that shit. Look at that shit. I'm so glad they gave him that normal foot sweep. But yeah, seeing that you guys know what kind of tactics you can employ by crouching in no sword stance, because they're going to be afraid of his normal foot sweep. Since they know, oh, I can block it now, so they're going to just duck. So that way you should come up with some kind of mix-ups. The quicker the mix-up, the better, because the more time you give them to see what you're doing, like if you use a crouch into avoiding a puddle, some players have enough time to see that and block. You know, they have the reaction time to see it and react accordingly. I think crouch into, you know, avoiding the puddle only really works well in laggy conditions and against players that don't have the right kind of reaction to speed to certain things. Damn it, I was really hoping I would hit her with that. Yeah, I just did something stupid right there. Thought she was gonna press some more shit. And as I said before, you see how it worked right there. This flash tends to work really well after you get hit by certain low attacks, because it places the opponent's body within his flash zone. You see how she blocked it that time.
Round 4.
But it was blocked after a low, so that means after certain low attacks you can flash people. Ooh, head turner! Those fucking Ragnarok on her face. Yeah, that right there, what I just did was, you know, a triple, a no mix-up basically. I used the same move 3 times in a row with the opponent thinking I was going to do something else or do something slower after the previous attack that I used. It works on some players. Samurai killer right there. With some wooden bamboo sticks. If you all want to know, the reason I use the wooden bamboo sticks is because I had not earned my Genbu rank yet. I used my bamboo sticks until I got Genbu rank. That way I earned the true Yoshimitsu sword, the occult Yoshimitsu blade. I went into customization and switched his sword back to his regular swords after I got Genbu.
Round 1. Fight.
Yeah, if you don't already know, back turn down 1 is guaranteed after his Ken 1+2. It's so weird having characters have that stupid twirling unblockable. There we go, finish it off with a rage art. I think the best key to using rage arts is to simply, if you can, you want to space out the opponent. Some opponents will simply, oh, let me just run up and use a running 3 or some shit to get some more pressure so I can use a move to kill him and take his last bit of health. But if you have enough health to use a rage art to survive the running 3, simply just watch for the instant he jumps into the air and use your rage art. There we go, excellent flash punish of the grounded 3+4. I hate that move so goddamn much. Oh, she blocked the sweep. Got me. Oh my god, I didn't think that would work because I didn't feel like I had enough frames for it to activate, but it did. You know, it was so funny when I got him back with that. Person must be salty as hell for that. Probably why he got it perfect.
Final round. Fight.
They always try their hardest to do some type of cheap shit if you know, take the round from them some kind of way, in some cheap way. Tekken 7 gimmicks, everybody got them. Oh shit. Immediately want to use your Tekken 7 gimmick even though it doesn't kill me. Yeah, you all saw that. What I did was, you know, she thought she put me in the same situation as before. Well, I was in the same situation as before. And so what the opponent did was that he was trying to wait out my rage art retaliation like it was a replay of the last round. Like the round that I took from him. But instead of doing a rage art, I simply grabbed. That's what you call adapting to the situation. Man, he felt so stupid he had to leave.
Get ready for the next battle.
Here we're going to be going up against Miss Moha. Moha! She sounds like such a commanding person when she says that. Katarina. But here we go. We're gonna go through a lot of back and forth BS on the promo point before I finally get it. So this is what I mean by grind fest matches. There's gonna be some good gameplay here. I'm gonna be trying my hardest these matches here. Excellent slide step punish right there. I recently started to prefer using sidestep 1 against certain opponents because sidestep 1, not 1, but sidestep 2, but is what I mean. Sidestep 2 will give you a launch even though it's not a counter hit. So sometimes if you know it's like a singular attack that they're going to use that you can sidestep, simply use sidestep 2 for a free launcher. No way. Give me that point. I mean, give me that round. Thought she had me battle wall. This person, Paradise, was seriously giving me some trouble. I think down in Vanquisher or Destroyer. But, you know, since I know I'm fighting again, I just, you know, adapted to his play tactics somewhat. Back when I fought him down in Vanquisher and Destroyer, I kept on getting hit with a shit ton of hop kicks. There we go, good throw break. Actually, I was wrong. There's no back and forth. Thanks for watching, everybody. See y'all next time.